Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scheananigans. I am here solo this week because post Stagecoach, I just didn't know how my voice was going to be, if I was going to do my normal Monday recording. We're here on a Tuesday. Voice actually isn't that bad. Brock's voice completely shot. By like day 2, he had no voice. He got that Coachella cough at Stagecoach. And yeah, lots of questions came in. So, y'all, I'm just going to jump right in. If you could only pick one festival to attend, which one? Between Stagecoach, Coachella, and then just a festival overall. Honestly, I tend to enjoy Stagecoach more than Coachella. I have for the last few years. This year, however, with Lady Gaga at Coachella, nothing could compare to that. But Stagecoach with the Backstreet Boys, seeing the Backstreet Boys with Lance Bass was never on my bingo card, and it was absolutely iconic. It was so much fun. I tend to prefer Stagecoach a little more. I used to love Life is Beautiful. That's not really happening anymore. Kaboo, I don't think that's really happening anymore. But I've also wanted to venture out to like an Austin City Limits, Lollapalooza. Brock really wants to do an international festival. So we'll see where we go. Oh, also Outside Lands. I heard that one's cool too. But there's still a lot that I want to go to that I haven't been. Yeah, Team Stagecoach over Coachella. I feel like Stagecoach is becoming Coachella now, where they're going to have it on 2 weekends. And by weekend 4, I mean, that dust is going to be gnarly. It was so windy. I had the scarf over my face just because it was so dusty, and it definitely helped blocking it. But then I realized when I walked around with my sunglasses and a scarf on my face, no one stopped me. Brock and I were able to get from point A to point B a little quicker. So I was like, maybe this is my new thing, because I absolutely love when I'm just like posted up and meeting people, take photos with me, come up, ask me for a pic, a hug, all of the things. I love it. But when we're walking with a group and then we get stopped and then we lose the group, it does get hard sometimes. So I'm like, whenever I'm with a group of my friends, we're just going to, mask on, scarf up, glasses on, and we get through a lot faster. All right, let's see. Who was your favorite performance at Stagecoach? Jelly Roll was dope, but I mean, Backstreet Boys, definitely. Ooh, and Shabuzi. That was so fun. We had artist guest passes, so we were able to go all the way to the front of the stage, like right there in the pit, which I wish we had at Coachella because that would have been so incredible. But being that close for Backstreet Boys, for Shabuzi, Jelly Roll, I mean, so much fun. What surprise artists were you most excited about at Stagecoach? So many people popped up. I don't know that I was necessarily excited for any of them because we didn't know there were going to be surprise guests, but my girl Chanel West Coast, she popped up in the Malibu activation and sang, I think she did 3 songs, Little Bit Country, Giddy Up, and I can't remember the other, or maybe she only did those 2. But I'm obsessed with country Chanel West Coast. I think maybe this is her path and this is going to be the music that she starts doing. But that Giddy Up song has been in my head since the weekend, since I saw her perform it. That was fun. Also, MGK came out with Jelly Roll. That was dope. And yeah, just a lot of people. Luke Combs came out with Backstreet Boys. So it was fun that they were all there, supporting each other, hopping onto each other's songs and whatnot. Did you watch the Backstreet Boys? Oh, yes, I did. And so we had a bet, everyone in Lance's group, on what song they were going to start with. Lance got it wrong. Everyone except myself and Lance's husband, Michael. We got it right. We said that they were going to do, Backstreet's Back, everybody. So got that right. Do you like country music? Favorite artist, if so? Here's the thing. I'm not huge on country music, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy Stagecoach because I just feel like the vibes are really good. You know, people don't care about what they're wearing or getting their perfect photo in front of the Ferris wheel. They're just there for the music. So I appreciate that because I feel like I'm definitely more of a Band-Aid. So, and if you don't know that reference, it's from Almost Famous. But I just had so much fun at Stagecoach, and I'm becoming more into country music. Right now, I really like the Shabuzi, Post Malone type of country, a little pop country. That's kind of always been my fave. Why did you wear a scarf on your face? Yeah, so as I said, just breathing in the dust. It was so windy all 3 days that just worked. It was really lightweight. It went under the glasses, so I didn't get those lines on my nose. And I was able to get from point A to point B just so much quicker, just straight through the crowd. I'm a little brunette. I can just blend. When you have Brock walking around, no scarf, shirt off, or crop top on, I mean, we definitely get stopped more, which again, I absolutely love. My friends in the group don't love it because they're trying to get to the next act and they're just like, Scheana, stop stopping. And I'm like, I will never not stop. If someone asks for a photo, I'm going to take the photo. And even now, I had this one girl come up to me as I'm eating and she goes, so I listened to your podcast and I know you don't like to be interrupted when you're eating, but I'm going to do it. Can I get a photo? And at this point, I was like, broccoli in my teeth? No, we're good. Okay. So yeah, always come up and say hi. Honestly, even if I'm eating, no matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter. Did you bump into other Bravo celebrities or celebrities at Coachella and Stagecoach? Coachella more than Stagecoach. I did run into Kristen Cavallari backstage in the artist area. I first ran into her. We were in the pit and I saw her walk right past me, but she was like a girl on a mission. I was like, wait, was that Kristen? And she just kept walking. So I didn't go and like chase her. But then I ran into her again a little later in the artist compound. Anyone else? I don't think so. I don't know. Did you have any run-ins with Raquel? This year, no. I did see her there last year. She didn't see me, but so I don't know if she maybe saw me this year, but I did not see her. And I was with Jenny Tang, like our mutual friend. They're not really close anymore, but she hadn't seen her either. So I don't know. Have you ever run into Raquel post Sandoval? Twice. Once we made eye contact at the Grove. It was around Christmas time that year. And another time I saw her was at Stagecoach last year, but we didn't have any contact. Are you and Kristen not good since you weren't at her baby shower? Why weren't you at Kristen's baby shower? You did Coachella and Stagecoach. Why not skip one day for Kristen's baby shower? Was Stagecoach more important to you than Kristen's baby shower? Well, first of all, I go to the festivals for fun, of course, but it also is work for me. I usually am working with brands and have posts and things I need to do. However, I got Kristen a cute present. I sent her a nice message. I really wished I could have been there. But when she gave me the date a couple months ago, I was like, we're going to be in the desert. You know, Summer's birthday is the 26th. We're celebrating out there with her. She was out there with us for the entire weekend. And Sunday as well. We had friends at the house, and that was just what we did for my daughter's birthday. And I planned on seeing Backstreet Boys with Lance for a while. So yeah, I wasn't going to miss that to drive back. Kristen understood that. I wasn't at Cruz's birthday party either because I was at Coachella. So my friends know those 2 weekends are usually always booked for work. And also my work is fun. So I enjoy going to those festivals and I hate when I miss important things for my friends, but also I spread myself so thin all of the time. I can't always be at every single event and birthday party and baby shower and all of the things. I still do have to live my life and do things for me. Will Lala and Kristen ever be friends again? I mean, I hope so, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. Time will tell. In your VPR confessionals, did you get to decide what drink was next to you? No, we had actually no input on that. And I know there were several times where there was a drink sitting next to me and I'm like, I would never drink this. If I had a choice, it would probably always be an espresso martini next to me. Also, it's not real alcohol next to us. It's a fake drink with food coloring and some little garnishes. So it's not like we would ever drink it anyways. What was your reaction to Lisa's phone call to Allie? I mean, sadly, I'm not shocked. I've received similar calls, as I know a lot of us in the group have. Allie called me right after that, and she was pretty upset because Allie and I are very similar in that sense, where someone like Lisa, either a person in power or a woman we look up to, someone who can be very impressionable on us, we take what they say highly into consideration to a point where maybe we could be easily manipulated or just led down a path that we don't want to go down because we're trying to be a people pleaser to make that person happy. And Allie called me after and she was just like, wait, like, did I do the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? Lisa said that I should be there for him and support him and get back with him and that, I drink too and this and that. And just everything she told me about that phone call, I was like, honey, absolutely not. You did the right thing. And there is not a person in this world who should tell you that you should have done otherwise. If anything, she should have left him sooner. But it took this event for her to finally realize that this relationship was not for her anymore. And anyone trying to convince her to stay in an abusive relationship just because it wasn't physically abusive, like, shame on you. We've got a lot more questions, so I'm going to take a quick little break, drink some tea, and then I'll come back to spill it. All right, are you looking for something absolutely delicious to drink? Because if so, then Simply Pop is for you. This is a new fruit-forward bevy of prebiotic sodas made with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health and vitamin C and zinc to support immune function. And Simply Pop contains the same real fruit flavors you know and love and no added sugar, which makes for a soda that even a juice would drink. Now, my personal favorite flavor is pineapple mango. Anything pineapple and mango, like, please give it to me. I also love strawberry, but there's just something about the pineapple mango that just does it for me. It's a juicy prebiotic soda. Say that with me. A juicy prebiotic soda. Doesn't that sound so delish? Well, it is. Okay. I still can't get over the fact that it has no sugar added. It's like you can't beat that when you're getting this incredible flavor. When you add the 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health, like, come on. Okay, that's incredible. Paired with zinc and vitamin C to support immune health. I mean, you can't beat this. Sip on the juicy side of life. Find out where you can try Simply Pop at cokeurl.com/simplypop. That's cokeurl.com/simplypop. Okay, we're back. Tom Sandoval blasted you for acting like you don't associate with him while actively being chummy with him, texting about Masked Singer and Tyler Henry. Okay, so here's the thing about Sandoval. Am I going to say I never talk to him? No. We do text here and there. Do we hang out? Do we grab lunch? Do we go to the gym together? Is he coming to Summer's birthday party? No. We recently, I ran into him at Stagecoach, also at Zenyara at like 2 a.m. with his girlfriend, and I'm at Lance's table. Him and Lance are cool. Then he ends up at Lance's table. And of course, I say hi. I'm cordial. That was about it. Recently, I had a friend of mine who was working on a job. He was directing. They wanted Sandoval for this job. And he had asked me if I could like kind of get to him that this was his job and blah, blah, blah. So I had text Sandoval and I just said, hey, just want to let you know, my friend is trying to get you on this job. If you want to talk to your team, whatever. That was kind of it. And then he's like, so I got to ask, like, why are you always publicly saying that, we're not cool when you text me stuff like this? And I'm like, no, I've publicly said, like, we don't hang out. We're not friends like we used to be. Can we have a little text conversation where I'm like, haha, that was funny on Traders. And you're like, congrats on the Masked Singer. And I'm like, thanks. Oh my God, how is Tyler Henry? Absolutely. We do have those conversations. But like I said, we're not he's never even been to my house. We're not at that level anymore, but I care about his well-being as I care about all of my former cast members' well-being, even if they've done things wrong. And, many of the men on this show have, but I still want the best for them. I still want them to be the best version of themselves for themselves and for others around them. So, no, we're not complete strangers, but we're also not best friends. How do you feel about Jax saying not so nice things about you on the Valley after show? I mean, I expect it. I say not so nice things about Jax on this podcast almost regularly. So I can't say I'm surprised. And again, I'll say what I said for Tom. I wish him the best. I want him to be the best version of himself for Brittany, for Cruz, and anything that supports him being the best version of himself, I'm all about. So, why is Jax not getting DV hate or cast out like James did? I mean, he definitely has from me, from Kristen, from Janet, from the majority of people. Maybe online's different. I don't know. I do try and stay out of that. But also, when I see him at school or a kid's birthday party, something like that, I'm, of course, going to be cordial with him. He can be surface level, can be professional, but, is he coming over to my house on a Wednesday for homemade pasta night? No, we're not there. The Valley is so dark this season. Does it get better? I haven't seen the entire season yet. I wish I could say it does. I think that it is dark throughout the season, but there are light and fun aspects to it. And I think that's just the reality of the place the group was in this past summer. There are so many more things that I know that happened during the course of filming that you're going to see. And it's not all sunshine and rainbows and lighthearted. It is a lot of dark stuff, tough subjects that we are facing. And hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully there's a season 3 and it's much lighter and more fun, because I think when you have a show that has just, another storyline that is dark, it can become a little depressing to watch. So you need that balance. And we definitely had fun this summer. People fight, but then you go party together. And so I think you'll get a bit of both. But I haven't seen the whole season yet. And you never know what's going to get cut, what's going to stay in. But I think at the end of the day, it is our reality. And it's unfortunate that a lot of our friends were going through dark times, but other friends of ours are going through happy times. So you'll get a little bit of both. How much are we going to see you on this season of The Valley? I think, again, haven't seen it all, but you'll see me a lot more in the second half, starting and I think the beginning of the season. Let me go back even further. Okay, so season 1 of The Valley was around when season 10 of Vanderpump Rules was starting. I got asked to be a part of season 1. I did all of the Zoom interviews, met with production, all of that. Ultimately, I chose, I guess we weren't Emmy nominated yet, but I chose a successful show I've been on for 10 years over doing a first season show. They still had us in a little bit. Season 2, when we filmed it in July, August, and September, there was still every intention to do Vanderpump Rules season 12. We just thought it was getting pushed to late fall. We talked about filming around the holidays, maybe doing a snow trip, filming around New Year's Eve and stuff. So that was still very much the plan. It was never the plan for me or anyone season 2 to come on The Valley full time for that season. Moving forward, who knows what's going to happen? It's not up to me, but I definitely was around a lot in the second half of the season, because in the beginning of the season, I'm like, look, I'm not a main character. If I have an opportunity to go to London and see Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg perform with Eminem, I'm going to take that. Also, I was in Orlando for Janet's birthday, and I missed that because I was accepting my award from the International OCD Foundation. So there were a lot of things that I got invited to. There was another event of Janet's, and I was shooting my book cover that day. So my life still took priority over being a friend on this show. But the second half of the season, I was around a lot more. So we'll see. But also, I'm around as a supportive friend. You're not getting my story on the Valley because for once, it's not about me. So you'll see me. You'll see my house and Summer a little bit, but who knows what happens next year. For now, I'm just there to support the girls. What's the difference between filming VPR and the Valley? Well, the difference is I'm not a main cast member on the Valley, so I got to just show up a little more at my leisure. Didn't have as many call times, didn't have to carry any storyline. That made it much more peaceful because I didn't have a lot of weight on me. There was one specific storyline, and when I say storyline, I mean, this is a part of our lives that we're following. It is real. It is not produced or fake for the show. But one of the stories that was happening over summer and, kind of still is happening in our friend group because it's real, that I really got pulled into. So we'll see again how much they use of that. But it was different being a friend of because I kind of just got to come do my own thing, be there to support my friends and not feel pressure to bring up a certain thing on camera, to confront a certain person about this. So I had fun. It was very chill. And this was one of the things that I told Gretchen about doing Orange County this season as a friend, because she was kind of going back and forth like, well, do I want to do it if I'm not a housewife? And I was like, look, if I can give you any piece of advice, and I mean, the women on that show, it's much different. And, I know what I know about what's going on with that. However, I said it is easier to go into, after being off the show for like a decade, to go back into it, being a friend and having a little less pressure on you. So I enjoyed it. All right, I'm going to take one more little break and then we'll be back. Okay, you guys, I have to talk to you again about my favorite brand that I've been putting summer in for over 2 years now, and that is Rylee Cru. I have to keep ordering more in the next size up because obviously at this age, she just turned 4, she is a growing girl. But they have the absolute cutest matching sets. As you know, I absolutely love a matching set. The most recent one that we got for her, it's like that terry cloth material, tan, flowers on it, a matching hat. Absolutely adorable. They offer unique clothing for modern children and moms, and each collection features hand-drawn illustrations paired with beautiful muted tones and timeless designs. Rylee Cru is more than just a clothing brand. It's a one-stop shop that caters to you and your children at every stage of life, whether it's welcoming the newest member of your family in Quincy May, dressing your child in Rylee Cru for their first day of school, or celebrating special occasions in a Nora Lee dress. They have an outfit for every occasion. I'm obsessed with this brand. There are so many things that can be unisex, and I just love it. Visit RyleeandCrew.com/Scheananigans and use code GOODASGOLD for 20% off your first order. That's RyleeandCrew.com/Scheananigans and code FAMOUS for 20% off orders for first-time customers. And we're back. Teddi said on her podcast that you revealed that Jesse's girlfriend was cheating to get on the Valley. First of all, much love to Teddi. Just saw her recent post and so excited for her that everything seems to be going in a direction to pure healing. And that could not make me any happier. I have been praying for her. She's going through so much. And honestly, I'm just in awe of her strength, the amount of surgeries and everything she's had to go through while having kids, and especially a young kid like Dove. I cannot imagine how challenging that's been. But with that said, I also feel like Teddi's experience with reality TV has been much different than mine. She was on a show with a manufactured cast of friends, and these are my actual friends. And I had told Michelle in real time what his girlfriend, not girlfriend, whatever said. This was not for the show. And had Jesse not called me up and asked me point blank, maybe it wouldn't have been on the show. But yeah, Jesse calling me in the moment, like I didn't have a call time that day. I got a phone call from him and then he's like, hey, Scheana, it's Jesse. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? I assume he's going to ask something about his girlfriend, non-girlfriend, because I told Michelle that information. And of course she's going to take it to him. And when he asked me about it, I mean, that could not have been a more organic way to introduce me because these are things that actually happen whether cameras are there or not. So there was no intent on me trying to get on the Valley. Again, always been a part of the Valley. Just because I wasn't a main cast member, I was a main cast member on another show. You can't really be a primary cast member on two shows at the same time, especially two shows who usually film at the exact same time. We were just still trying to figure out season 12. So it was like, okay, well, while we're figuring this out, Scheana is organically a part of this friend group. She is involved with these women. These are my mom friends, So it absolutely made sense for me to be a part of the show. And anyone who thinks that it's, I don't know, fake or contrived or whatever, like it's not. So Bravo and Cocktails said you're not being paid for the Valley. Is that true? First of all, I don't ever work for free, so that's definitely not true. Someone sent me a screenshot of that, and I can't speak to all of their cast salary claims, but I'm pretty sure the screenshot I saw was 100% inaccurate. What they said about how much certain people are getting paid and significant others and whatnot, literally none of that was true because these are my friends, and so I do know. And yeah, that was just people putting some bullshit out there. Kristen said that Janet was introduced to your friend group as a fan. Is that true? No. Janet was introduced as my new friend Janet, who I met at the Mondrian. We've discussed this so many times on here. She approached me because, yes, she recognized me from TV. She knew I was going through a divorce, as was she. We had some similarities in our relationships. We also had a mutual friend, so she didn't feel completely like a stranger. It was like, oh, you know this person? I know this person. And that's how we became friends. So, that day at the Mondrian, we did probably too many shots. We took too many pictures, and we just completely hit it off. I was like, yo, if you actually end up moving out here, take my number, let's hang out. Like, I just thought she was dope, and we had so much fun together the first day we met. And again, having a mutual friend, I just felt like she was a safe space. And she's been one of the most amazing friends I've ever had. I hate to see that she's getting such a bad rap on the show, and just because it's not like it's a bad edit, it's just you're not seeing the Janet I know and love because she's not always around girls who know and love her the way I do. And same as when I started Vanderpump Rules with 3 girls who didn't want me on the show and wanted me fired. That is kind of how I feel like Janet's like that girl who, of course, she's close with Brittany, she's close with Michelle. But when she has other girls on the show that she's not exactly close with, you're not going to see the funny, lighthearted Janet that you see sitting on this couch and at my house every Wednesday night and Tuesdays for swim class. I mean, we do so much together, and I just appreciate her so much. So I really hope that as this show continues, you guys will get to see more of that lighthearted side of Janet that I know and love and adore. This summer, act more like you or Brock. Ooh, she is a perfect 50-50 mix of us. There are days where I'm like, oh my God, you are your father's daughter. And then there's days where I look at her and it's like looking into a mirror of my younger self, and it kind of freaks me out sometimes. I'm just like, I feel like I remember saying that exactly in that way when I was your age, and I don't think I can really remember back that far, which is also crazy to think about. God forbid anything, happen to any of us, or just when you do have a kid so young. Like my sister, for example, lost her grandparents all 4 of them, when she was Summer's age. And now that she's 27, she has some memories, but it's just so crazy to think about how every single day, I'm with this kid doing everything for her, as is her dad. And, my parents, Brock's mom's over here right now. And it's just crazy to think that like one day she might not remember any of this stuff because how much do you really remember from when you were 3, 4 years old? Like maybe a couple flashes. So it's like everything we're doing right now in this life for her, we're building memories for us. And that's why I vlog as much as I can, because I want her to be able to watch back all of these times and to have those memories herself. Next question. Who looks after Summer Moon when you're gone on trips like this? Usually my mom. For Stagecoach, we did have Summer out at the house with us. We stayed at my house in Palm Springs. My dad was there as well as Brock's mom. And so that's usually our go-to, our grandparents. Brock's mom is with Summer right now at home. It's great when she's in town because we have live-in help 24/7, and it's her grandmother who she only gets to see once, twice a year. So that's been really great. We also do still have our nanny/teacher, Gabby, who is incredible, but she's more Summer's teacher, especially at this age, than she is a nanny. She's not going to be doing overnights with her when we go on trips. You know, we are fortunate that we have family here. So usually my parents when we go on a trip, if she's not with us. Will Summer Moon have a sibling one day? Well, she has 2 half siblings in Australia. You know, hopefully she'll get to have a relationship with them one day. We're not there yet. She does not know about them yet. She's too young to try and understand and comprehend that. You know, well, why can't I call them? Why can't I see them? So one day, you know, we're going to have that conversation with her. And I hope that when that day comes, it's followed up with a FaceTime or a meeting or something with them. Will we have another, you know, we are taking those next steps very slowly. I do think around the summer, we'll probably fertilize some eggs, make some embryos, and then start looking into a surrogate. I'm just mentally not there yet, but I don't know. I'm turning 40 next week, and there's been a lot just weighing on me with all of that. Another kid is one of those. And yeah, time will tell, but we're making slow progress in that direction. Did you see where Trisha Paytas talked about you on her podcast? She said she was watching Masked Singer, commented how you can't sing and how she could do it if you can. So I don't know much about her. I know she's big on TikTok, but also, I mean, I'm not a naturally gifted vocalist. I know that's not a secret. I like auto-tuned mics, and I didn't have that on The Masked Singer. I did not do that show to win a singing competition. You know, I did it to do something outside of my comfort zone, well aware that maybe that song wasn't best for my voice and that singing live without an auto-tune mic, it's just not really for me. But I had a blast doing it, and I'm so proud of myself for doing it. So, you know what, Trisha? I'm sure you would be fantastic on that show, and maybe you could do it too. Would you want to go to space like Katy Perry just did? Y'all, I have always wanted to go to space. Like, that is one of my dreams. When people say, if you could go anywhere in this world, where would you go? And I'm like, I would go out of this world if I could. I don't know that I ever would because, I mean, A, very, very, very expensive. B, all of the training and stuff you have to go through. C, I don't know that it's completely safe. I mean, thank God they got up and back and everyone was okay. But I don't know. I think I would only do it now if Summer could go with me, you know, way in the future, obviously when she's an adult. I don't know that I would put myself at risk for anything like that. Now that I've become a mother, I used to want to go skydiving, and I said, I have to do this before I become a mom because I don't know that I would take that risk. So now I'll wait until she turns 18, and if she wants to do that, I'll go with her. But even going on roller coasters now, I get a little scared because I'm like, what if, you know, the intrusive thoughts, I don't think, I mean, no matter how much Zoloft I'm on, I don't think that those are ever actually going to go away. So I don't know. Maybe space one day. We'll see. Do you feel like you could never do a normal, regular job now that you did reality TV? I mean, I think I could do a normal job if that's what I wanted to do, but I think it would still come with a lot of, oh my God, you're Scheana or something like that. So, you know, like if I went to just go teach at a school, for example, I used to want to be a teacher and a cheer coach. I wanted to do that and go back to my high school. And that was something I was really considering. Now, if I were to do that, I think it would just be different. You know, people are going to have preconceived notions of me, the parents and whatnot. So I don't know. I mean, this is my most normal job and I enjoy doing this. So I want to continue doing this podcast and doing television. I really have no interest in doing anything else other than maybe writing another book one day. That's a normal job. Normal people write books. How do you have the energy from everything that you do? I don't know. I think it's just a natural energy. I think there are very few people who can just go, go, go. It was one thing Tom Sandoval and I always had in common was day 3 of the festival. We were always still ready to go, whereas everyone else was like dead from Neon Carnival. But yeah, I think I'm just blessed in that sense where I have a lot of natural energy. I can add a Celsius or a coffee or something with that, and I'm good to go. I'm absolutely exhausted right now, but I have stuff to do today. We have, school tours right now. All of the spring tours have opened up. So we're doing that, and I just don't have time to be tired. I need to keep the energy up. Got a 4-year-old. She's 4 now. I can't believe it. She can't believe it. What's the story behind the frog pillow you travel with? So my frog pillow is not a pillow. He is a beanie baby. His name is Love Frog. And I think I explained this on the show, like season 2. We talk about it in the book a little bit as well. My childhood best friend, Scheana, she passed away when we were 23 from, it's called an Askins tumor. It's cancer. It was a tumor on the pericardial sac of her heart that was inoperable. No amount of chemo or radiation could save her. And when I was visiting her at UCLA in the hospital, she had got that for me at a gift shop. And I don't remember if it was, I don't even think it was around like a Valentine's Day or a holiday or anything. It was just that day when I was there. And I just wasn't mentally in a good place. And as she's going through cancer treatment, she got me this frog and was just like, I know you're going through it, but you're going to find your prince one day. You're kissing a bunch of frogs, but let this be a reminder that your prince will come. And he, Love Frog, just means the world to me and travels everywhere with me because then I feel like I have a little piece of Scheana with me on all of my adventures. What lip liner do you use? I'm obsessed with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I also have this one by Sorel, I think it is. I love Patina by Stila. Those colors are really in my favorite range. How do you do your slick buns? Speaking of, I use a lot of Got2b glue, but only on like the 2nd or 3rd day of doing a bun because then I have to wash my hair. It gets, if I try to brush it on top of that, then it gets a little white and flaky, which it might be right now. I'm not sure. I'm on day 3. But I just pull it as tight as possible and wrap it around. And I feel like every time I get my hair done, whenever I do one of the braids or something, I somehow slick my hair tighter than most people who do my hair can. So it's the only way I'm really good at fixing my hair. And I feel like it gives me a little bit of a facelift. So there's that. Did you get your broken nail fixed? I did. I have to tell you guys, this was total exposure therapy for me at Stagecoach. So it happened the morning of Summer's actual birthday in Palm Springs. It was so dumb too. I don't even know why. In my bedroom, there's a door that goes out back as well. And I saw that it was locked, but my OCD just told me I needed to check to make sure it was locked. And as I turned the lock on, it was like a deadbolt lock, my nail got stuck in it and it just ripped it off. We're getting ready to go to the Palm Springs Surf Club that day. Then we're doing cake at the house, presents. I wasn't going to waste time on my daughter's birthday when I'm already going back to the festival that night to go and get my broken nail fixed. So I just said, you know what? It is what it is. My mom was like, wow, Scheana, that's not like you. I'm like, well, my kid's more important, but I do have a job to do tonight. So I'm not going to waste time getting my nail fixed. On Sunday, I was like, how can I do this to get it fixed for the festival, but still spend time with my daughter? I'll bring her with me, of course. So I check online, the nail salon is open. We rock up and it says closed Sundays. Why it said it was open online, I don't know. So again, wasn't going to waste time and drive somewhere else. I just told her, I said, you know what, honey, mommy will get her nail fixed tomorrow. We'll go to our place back home. And we did. We went and got a mani-pedi yesterday. She picked out the color for me. But I was really proud of myself that I went to a festival 2 days in a row, taking photos, doing this, putting my hand up with a broken nail, because as my mom said, that's really not like me, but my kid is more important than wasting time to get a broken nail fixed. How is your mental health? I've been in a bit of a funk for several months, actually. So this is actually something that I did want to open up about on my podcast. I know May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and next week is also my 40th birthday, which I feel like has been a part of my funk. So next week, I'm going to, because I feel like I've just been talking for so long already. When I do these solos, I'm just rambling and talking to myself. So next week, that is something I'm going to open up more about. And I hope that, some of you, I hate that anyone goes through these funks and whatnot, but I hope that some of you can relate to what I've been going through, and hopefully it helps you get through whatever it is you're going through as well. So I'll be back with that next week, because I feel like it's about time to wrap this up. Jack's hole of the week. Let me think. It's always easy to give it to Jax, of course. But I will say, watching the most recent after show, I'm going to give it to my husband, because I feel like the things Brock said were almost worse than the things Jack said. And thank you, Jason, for standing up for me, because Brock's like, oh, Scheana and her mom, they have to have an exit strategy when they go to the store, and she has to have all the information about this and that. Yes, thank you, Jason. I do like to keep up with my friends and to know what's going on, because I care. And it's not always easy to do that when I am a busy working mom. But the way Brock said it, I was just like, he's like, what? It's true. I'm like, yeah, but the way you said it, and you're my husband, I just, I didn't really like it. But whatever. Yeah. Do I always have the tea? I do. And that's because I have a lot of friends who trust me. And that's why I have so many locations. So there's that. I think I even got a couple new ones at Stagecoach, because people trust me. They want me to know where they are. And if they go missing, they know I will find them. But anyways, thank you guys all for listening. If you haven't yet, you can pre-order my book, My Good Side. You can get it now at mygoodsidebook.com. There are a limited number of signed copies available via Barnes & Noble and Premiere. I don't know if there's any more still available, but check it out if that's what you want to get. I finally signed all of them. I did well over 2,000. I don't even know how many I did. I just started stacking them up, and I'm like, this is approximately, I don't know. But I signed a lot. So hopefully there are still some available. Maybe there weren't, but because I signed extra, now there are. So get those orders in now, reserved your signed edition, and I will see you back here next week for my 40th birthday edition Mental Health Awareness May podcast. See you guys then. Love ya. Bye.
Searching for this all my life.